Good morning, class. So, can anybody tell me what they think a monster is? So, a monster is something really scary and it's got really big teeth and really sharp claws. So, today we're going to be learning about a little boy whose wild imagination takes him to a land of monsters. And this book is called Where the Wild Things Are. And it's written and the pictures were drawn by someone named Maurice Sendak. Here we go. Are you ready? The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind. Now, does anybody know what the word mischief means? No? Well, mischief means doing things that you really aren't supposed to do, like throwing a ball in the house or chasing your dog around and scaring him. And that's exactly what Max did. And his mother called him Wild Thing. And Max said, "I'll eat you up." So he was sent to bed without eating anything. Have you ever been sent to bed without eating anything before? Would you like it if you were sent to bed without eating anything? I know I wouldn't. That very night, Max's room grew into a forest. And it grew and grew until the ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. Look at that. Does your bedroom turn into a forest at night? I didn't think so. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through day and night. Does anybody know what the word tumbled means? Tumbled kind of means it rolled and rolled all around. And in and out of weeks and almost over a year to where the wild things are. Look at that monster. It must be one of those swimming monsters. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. Now, does anybody know what the word gnashed means? I think it just kind of means they showed their teeth. Can everybody show me their teeth? Can everybody roar a terrible roar? Can you roll your eyes? Till Max said, "Be still!" and tamed them with the magic trick of staring into their yellow eyes without blinking once. And they were frightened and called him the most wild thing of all. Who can tell me what the word frightened means? That's a good guess, but the word frightened is another word for being really scared. And he made him king of all wild things. And now, cried Max, let the wild rumpus begin. Start. Does anybody know what the word rumpus means? Well, whenever you look up what the word rumpus means, it's a lot of loud noises. Now look at this. Max looks like he's having a lot of fun, huh? Let's go to the next page. Look at him hanging from the trees with all those monsters. Do you think you'd be able to hang from trees like that? I didn't think so. And look at this. He's riding on this big one. All right. And now, stop, Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all kings, was lonely and wanted to be somewhere where someone loved him best of all. Then, all around from far away across the world, he smelled some good things to eat. So, he gave up being king of where the wild things are. So, since Max probably went to bed without his supper and smelled the good food, he was probably starting to get hungry and wanted to go home to eat. But the wild things cried, "No, oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so." And Max said, "No." The wild things roared their terrible roars, gnashed their terrible teeth, and rolled their terrible eyes, and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye. Everybody turn to your friend and say goodbye, like you would say goodbye to the monsters. And sailed back over a year, in and out of weeks, and through a day. And into the night of his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him. Look how happy Max looks. I'd be happy to go home to some good supper too. And it was still hot. The end. Is there anything you guys liked about this story? I really liked the story about how Max was able to imagine going off into a whole nother side of the world to be with monsters, and then he realized that he liked it being at home much better. So he decided to go back home instead of staying where the monsters are. Now, if you guys want to, I'm going to pick a few of you so that we can start doing our craft. Can anybody guess what kind of craft we could make after reading this book? Well, you'll see. So I'm going to start picking a few of you, and we will go to the table, and then everyone else is going to pick a center. Once you pick your center, you need to play quietly until it is your turn to come and sit and to do your craft.